do? I grabbed this nigga dick. Yeah, I grabbed it all. Hand full of dick and balls. Goddamn right. Grab that shit. Ugh.
Dick, why would I lie? You got 9 lives. I can hit it with the 9 times. Country, boy, country like Leanne Rhymes. Mississippi, deep banner in Louisiana. Everybody got tools, so you will need a hammer. I'm a animal. Syrup sipping, so high you couldn't reach me with a antenna.
Hello gamers, this is SuffernHunter and a guest gamer Z.
Hello.
That's all I can do. I've been watching plenty of his videos and is glad to finally have him on Real Gamers, Real Opinions. Tonight wanted to talk about console guys talk about always having to upgrade your PC hardware.
Yeah. Alright, so did you want to make your opening opinion on that and then I could follow, or did you want to hear my opinion on that?
I'd like to hear your opinion first.
Alright. So simply put, you don't have to upgrade as much as you think you do. In fact, I've had my laptop, my rather shitty laptop, for 3 years, something like that. And that's all I need, really. I mean, I don't have enough money to upgrade it and, freely upgrade it, whatever. But I've had this laptop for 3 years and it's pretty low end, admittedly. However, it still plays most of my games, actually, at either 30 FPS or more on low settings, and I'm totally cool with that.
Okay.
The fact that I'm not really into graphics as much as I am into gameplay, into story, and the fact that I also mainly play a lot of multiplayer games, to me it's all about the experience more than the graphics.
Yes, sir.
Hang on, did I cut out?
Oh, no,
Did
no.
I cut out?
No, you did. You did.
Oh, okay, because it says I was low connection. That's pretty bad. Anyway, but yeah, since I'm not really a graphics person, I really don't notice the low quality versus high quality. And I want to say this real quick. I understand that it's night and day difference between low quality and high quality.
Oh, yeah.
Graphics, but while I'm playing it, and since I've had no experience with ultra settings, 60 FPS constantly, I personally don't have an opinion on it. It's not that I'm saying it's bad, it's not that I'm saying it's good, I just don't have experience with it enough to make judgment. So my experience on it is that I've been with low graphical settings on many of my games in order to achieve that 60 FPS that I can get with many games. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
No, I'll let you finish.
Oh, okay. I know a couple of people that are PC gamers, obviously, because that's my friend group. But yeah, they don't have to upgrade. It's like the only people that get into this upgrading cycle is when they have this console mentality that everything that comes out you have to buy or you'll be left behind. That's not true at all, actually. The 770 still works fine with today's games.
Oh, man, yes, that was my main topic right there with this subject, because the 780 Ti is still going strong as minimum to where you could feel comfortable playing it. Like, for those that upgrades, and you mentioned about console guys, so would that be like brand new PC guys that think that, oh man, the 1080 Ti just came out, I need to dump my regular 1080 to get the 1080 Ti?
Yeah, here's what I'm saying is, people who come to PC, my only warning to them, besides, be careful on the internet and don't, do any shady stuff on the PC, is just, spend your money like a consumer. Don't spend it like a console peasant. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, when you noticed that when the Xbox One was released, nobody waited for gameplay footage, nothing. Every person who had an Xbox 360 bought the Xbox One. It's like on consoles, upgrades are mandatory on consoles, whereas on PC, people don't realize that you can go 5-10 years without an upgrade.
I know, right?
Like,
well, isn't it 2000?
Even though,
I'm sorry.
oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, even though every 1 or 2 years a new card comes out that kicks the shit out of the previous one, I mean,
Hmm.
it's still your card does not degrade over time, you
No,
know?
no, it doesn't.
And even when you replace your card, you still have your card in a box somewhere. So if the new card fails or something, you have something to rely on to. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whatever you wanted to say.
Um, like to explain here, and Intel i5-2400 that came out January 2011 costs right now $144.99. You probably get way cheaper if you go used, but I normally only buy new parts. Shoot, that's
Hmm.
still the bare. Sometimes the i3 is still the bare minimum, and an i5 is still pretty good. Um, the bare
Yeah.
minimum for most graphics card is just like we talked about, is a 780 Ti, and a good graphics card uses super clock. i3 can do pretty well.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
Did you
i3
want
can
to add?
absolutely do it. Oh, sorry. My brother has a computer and he's got an i3 processor with a 1050 Ti, and while that CPU really bottlenecks his GPU in terms of performance, it's still, I mean, he can get high performance on many games.
I did not
So,
know what bottlenecking was until I played Witcher 3 and Just Cause 3, and it just made me sick. Like, god damn.
yeah, for those that don't know, bottlenecking is when your CPU, or basically you have a part that is the slowest, and
Hmm.
a good way to note it, a good way to remember this is you're only as fast as your slowest component. So if you have a beast like a 1080 Ti or something really high end, but you also spent only $50 on a CPU, you're gonna get $50 worth. You're gonna get the CPU's performance out of all of the money that you've spent. You're going to be as fast as your slowest component. So you want to make sure all your components are kind of on the same level. You don't want to have a 1080 Ti and be like and think that you're going to get 60 FPS ultra on all games. You know, you got to make sure your CPU's up on the level as well.
Yep. Got to
Yeah.
do what
So
you think, Scott and Peter.
that's that's basically the long and the short of it.
Hmm. What else? Uh, Still running this day. GT 780 Ti super clock GPU that's still up to this day running games pretty good. I hope this clears up any confusion. Also have links about the easy PC upgrade guide, everything you need to know. That will be in the links will be in the comment section. The second topic I wanted to talk about is animal activist, aka PETA, getting Boston Kangaroo Roger Jr. removed from Western Tekken 7. Hold on, only Western? God damn, that's fucked up. Everybody else get to play with a damn kangaroo. Racist bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I actually haven't heard of this until you told me about it. So personally, I don't have too much of an opinion on it. Just if you want to lead this conversation off, you
Okay.
could, because I really have nothing else to add.
Okay.
And you
Peter.
can feel free to talk about it, and I can give my thoughts on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Peter, it's crazy because they have been in a lot of news stories about Call of Duty, Pokemon, Pokemon Battlefield, and a bunch of more stuff I can't name off the top of my head. But Peter, I just don't think why gaming companies even bother to sit down and listen to what the hell they have to say when they don't get no money from Peter anything. Shit, they get a lot of
Hmm.
donations from other people because they vegans and get supported by other companies to do good work with animals. But from the links I've seen, give me a second. 2016, they received 1,963 animals. They transfer, I guess, to their place 478 and adopted 57 animals. That's 2.9% out of 478. but Humane killed 1,411. That's 78.9%. That's a lot of animals to kill when you only adopted
Yeah.
57. When
Oh,
you protesting to stop killing animals, but that's what you're doing.
exactly. I feel like a lot of this. I don't even know. Like they're what I got from that is they're protesting animal violence, yet they're committing animal violence at astounding rates. Correct?
Y-
That's what I got from that.
Yes. When I first heard of them
Oh.
from a guy named Main Event TV, they was leaving animal corpses. Quote from this executive producer: This was a video of a man's dog being headlocked by a kangaroo. He punched it in the face. It turned into a big problem. He says, "How dare it?" I cannot pronounce his name. People were complaining about him punching a kangaroo. Seeing that in the last few years, there's a lot more animal actors. Even though they probably wouldn't play our game, they will still hear about kangaroo in our game being punched. Will complain about it.
Mm.
I just think that they shouldn't care.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of hypocrisy in today's politics and today's arguments and stuff that people throw around. It's a lot of SJW logic too.
hmm Oh, you ever heard of Play Asia?
Play Asia, no, I have not.
Mm. So, what was it? It was a game. Fuck, what is that damn game? Dead or Alive Volleyball 3 had came out, and a lot of social justice warriors was attacking Play Asia because they didn't want that game to be played. It never came out to the U.S., so people from the U.S. was buying it from Play Asia, and so social justice warriors was attacking Play Asia for allowing the sale to come down to the U.S.
Mm.
And to me, it's like this is getting out of control. Companies shouldn't have to listen to motherfuckers that's not putting money in their pockets or even ever going to play the game. If
Exactly.
women's volleyball is a big sport, So if that game is harmful to a women's image, then women's volleyball is harmful to women's image as well.
Yeah, true. Um, Here's what I think of that.
hmm
Stop bringing political correctness into video games. Period. You know,
Yes,
it's not
sir.
reality. If you're mad about sexy women being portrayed in sports games in video games,
hmm
then what are you doing about advertisements? What are you doing about these sexy commercials in TV? You're doing nothing because those companies are bigger than you are. People don't realize how big companies like video game producing companies, video game development companies are. You know,
Yeah.
people think that just because they don't know about them doesn't mean that they're not big. A lot of these people that are criticizing video games like Anita Sarkeesian and all these other SJWs, they don't know what video games are. They haven't played one other than the fact to look at Batman's ass or to look at Naked Quiet. They haven't played video games for entertainment. They haven't played video games other than the fact to prove their points about something.
hmm
You know, like I heard somebody, I won't say his name, we'll call him Jack, but I heard someone named Jack, quotes, but I heard this kid Jack say that, hey, GTA is very violent, blah, and it's really, yeah, I can't stand GTA. And then I was like, have you played it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, what can you tell me of the story? And he's like, well, I don't know. I just played it for after the first cutscene, and I just started killing people. I'm like, okay, so what's your point, dude? GTA 5, nobody buys GTA 5 specifically to kill people. The game gets really old after that point.
Yes, it
You know,
does. Yes, it does.
people buy these games to get involved into the story and into the characters. Even though you can't relate with them, you're still there to interact with the story. And sure, every once in a while someone might go on a killing spree because, the story's getting a little old or something, but killing people all the time in GTA 5, that gets old too, you know?
Yep.
It really does, especially when you're not advancing into the game. Like, for example, when I first got GTA 5, I figured, hey, why not? Let's spend the first 3 days that I have the game just killing people. But I could only play as Franklin. I couldn't play as Michael. I couldn't play as Trevor, and I was getting really bored. I was like, I want to play as Trevor. But you have to advance through the story in order to play as Trevor, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So in order...
Trevor is
What?
pretty. Trevor is pretty funny. I like his
Yeah,
wacky ass.
he's funny. Anytime I try to go on a rampage, I choose Trevor every single time, dude. It's fantastic hearing him, and it's just he's fitting. Why have some reformed family man or some black man shoot someone up when you've got this murdering drug addict psychopath killing people? It's fantastic.
Yes, sir. I'm a little sad that the game. I mean, Rockstar never did make single player DLC. Some people say it would be a headache trying to make single story DLC for all with all three characters. Like I don't see why, because in GTA 4 you had story DLC for the black guy, then the bikers that could have made DLC for what was he, Irish or
He
Russian?
was Mexican, I think. You're talking about Luis, right?
Oh yeah. They could have
Yeah,
made DLC for
he's
him too.
Spanish.
Yeah. So shit, I just think it's plain laziness. You keep making DLC for the multiplayer, but you refuse to make DLC for the single player.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of expansion packs kind of went into the garbage. You know, they kind of turned into DLC. And
Hmm.
nobody really uses the term expansion packs anymore. And I feel
Oh
like,
my god, they should though.
yeah, here's the thing though. The difference between, for example, EFLC and other games like Destiny that make you pay to continue the story.
Mhm.
The difference is that GTA 4 was its own story, and then EFLC had nothing to do with GTA 4. You know, but with the DLC for Destiny, you can't play the full campaign without paying more than $60.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. Well, I am serious. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Uh,
Don't do that to me, man. It sucks. Here, let me do an aside real quick.
uh,
Anytime, like for example, if someone says, "Do you mind?" I say yes, as in yes, go ahead and do it.
yeah.
But God, I hate those kinds of phrases. Jesus Christ. Why should I say no if you're asking me, "Do you mind if I do this?"
That is true. That is true.
I just get confused easily. I'm sorry, but yes, I am serious that you have to pay for DLC in order to continue the story of Destiny. Like the Destiny, the base game ends on a sort of an abrupt ending. Like it's sort of like a cliffhanger.
Hmm.
It's not like if I were to play that game and I saw the ending, and I did see the ending once maybe, but it was a long time ago. But Destiny, it's just not. I haven't played the game, of course, but just by watching it didn't seem very satisfying. You know, it kind of seemed like they dropped it intentionally so that they can cut content and make more money. So, like, that's the difference between, like, games like Destiny that do that and then expansion packs. Because expansion packs mean that the base game was already complete and they're adding more content to that game
Yep.
in a separate standalone game.
Understood. I know you said you have a time limit here. Just one more thing before you go. There's one. What do you, There was a news article about a teen gets 2 years in jail for the hacks of Xbox Live and Sony PSN. And then below that, there was an article about crazy study claims cheat codes, mods push kids towards cybercrime, which I don't understand how that's even possible. The links will be in the description bar. Do you remember? I think it was back in 2014 when there was a huge attack by Lizard Squad with the
Yes.
was Sony. I mean, was Steam ever shut down due to that, or they only focused on the consoles?
Um, I remember back to 2013, so I don't know. I was only part of Steam, since 2013, and in my experience, and I've been active since 2013. It's not like I bought it as a throwaway account or anything or whatever. No, I was active since July of 2013 on Steam, and in my experience, I have not encountered any sort of DDoS attack or hacked credit card numbers or anything like that. I'm sure it's possible, and I'm sure someone probably swept it under the rug if it did happen, or if it did happen, then it wasn't a big deal. But in the broad scheme of things and from mainstream news, I have not heard anything from Steam in terms of anybody hacking it or anything. There have been attacks through, CSGO, and I was actually on this. This happened quite recently, though. Basically, I was trying to play some competitive with some friends, but what ended up happening was since the update or something or whatever, people kept getting mad about VAC or VAC or the Valve anti-cheat. People kept getting mad that it was broken, and to be honest, I don't think it is. But people kept saying it was broken, and in order to protest Valve's game, what they did was they made a bunch of bots, and they would flood the lobbies of anyone who tried to play competitive. So the only way to play competitive that round, or that day basically, was to solo queue. And if you've played CSGO before, you understand how solo queuing can be either a really good experience or a really, really bad one.
Could you give a example how that is?
Okay, so when you solo queue, that means you look for a competitive match by yourself. You're queuing up with people that you don't know and that you could maybe not trust. There has been an example. There has been a time where I played CS:GO, and there was someone who threw the match on my team. So, and when you have a pre-made team of at least 3 or 4 or 5 people, then you understand that you can trust each other. You guys know what you can practice together. You guys know that you know the calls, you know a couple of smokes, you know some meta to the game, you understand how to play the game. But when you solo queue, you get none of that. You don't know if your teammates are going to throw the match. You don't know if your teammates they could be hackers. You don't know if they're Smurfs. You don't. And a Smurf is not a blue character, by the way. It's someone who makes it. A Smurf is someone who makes an account. Who's like he's a high ranker or someone really skilled that makes a new account, and plays in the Silver League, which is the lowest basically you can go. And this master CSGO player playing against CSGO noobs is not really fun.
Wow.
And then you've got people that try to attack you for being bad or whatever. It's just if you have friends to queue with, you don't get that experience,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think the dude deserved to go to jail for he do. I mean.
Oh yeah, we went off topic.
No, we ain't going off topic. Because I asked you to, because I didn't know what the hell that was.
Okay.
Because I believe the dude deserved to go to jail because you are messing up 2 huge companies, the way how they make money, and you stopping other people from playing games. But in a little good matter though, they did stop people from playing the games on Christmas to where they should be enjoying fun with their family.
Even that, I disagree with that. If someone wants to spend their Christmas playing a video game, that's totally up to them, and it's up to nobody else to stop them, Especially if this happened in America, then it's more especially true. But it's especially true in America that you have the freedom to do whatever you want to, and having someone restrict you from an experience that you want to have. Like, for example, if it was Christmas and I wanted to spend my Christmas on CSGO competitive because that's probably one of my favorite pastimes now. And I was stopped from doing that. Well, crap, you just ruined my Christmas. You know, I understand that people think that the average Christmas is to spend time with your family or whatever, but if hypothetically I didn't want to for that day, for any reason that I have, then you just ruined my Christmas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You might have benefited your idea of Christmas, but you ruined mine, you know? So, and this is especially true for people that live alone or that really don't have any family, you know, because there's a lot of perspectives that people have to take into consideration. And at the end of the day, vandalism is vandalism, whether physical or digital or whatever. If you mess with someone else's servers or company or anything, anyone's data, anything, then it's vandalism, plain and simple.
Do you think the 2 years was too little? Because for a good minute, I think it was 2 days or something, that Microsoft and Sony could not allow anybody to play their games. I understand why single player games was locked down as well, but no one could not buy from the shop or play any fucking games at all.
Yeah, for 2 days. That's a long time. A long time that Microsoft and Sony could lose money or lose sales for that day of any kind. It's a lot of money that's going down the drain. But I don't think 2 years is too short. I feel like comparing the crime that was committed to something else that is more familiar to people is also kind of misleading. For example, if I said DDoSing is the same as breaking windows in a riot or something stupid like that, or it's DDoSing is the same as arson. No, it's not. They're two different things. But I mean, it's not like they should be treated similarly, but my view on it is it probably wasn't too long or wasn't too short, and I feel like the justice system in that case, of course, I guess made the right decision. They went off of all the evidence they went off of, and I think the jury and the judge made their decisions fairly, and I think it's a pretty fair punishment. You know.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you were put into the shoes of the person that DDoSed the servers or did whatever he did for 2 days, I mean, would you want to be put away for more than 2 years? You know.
I mean, it's not about what I want, but I'm sorry. This person had created the program to allow that stuff to happen, and I think he probably was a part of it, but the link doesn't go too much into that.
Yeah.
But to me, the only way for him to deserve more years if he had managed to siphon, I believe, I'm not sure if I'm saying that word right, money out of Microsoft and Sony and other people's bank accounts. That's the only way for me to say that he deserved more than 2 years.
Yeah, and to be honest, if someone else did it and they showed no sign of remorse or
this dude had no remorse at all. Like, his face looked like, man, fuck y'all niggas. I can't wait to get the fuck out of here and do it again.
Well, then, yeah, with that attitude, obviously, you know, he should get more time, especially if there's a risk of him doing it again. And that's what punishments are for, and especially in the criminal justice system, or at least this is my perception of it, is to help people and make them not do it again. If that fails, then obviously punishments like that aren't working. So then that's when sentences should be more. Sentences should be longer. In the broad scheme of things, if someone's working to improve, they should be given a second chance. Yep. But I mean, nobody should be given more than a second chance. If someone's on parole and then fucks it up, then they don't deserve another second chance. And I think because that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. And I think another reason why it was 2 years, because this kid was just 16 years old. This wasn't a grown man.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, minors, young people, whatever you want to call them, they make stupid mistakes. They don't think, they don't think past the first stop. And I understand weird coming from a 15-year-old, but people don't, even I know that I don't think past the first stop. Sure, I might think a little bit more analytically at the first stop, but I don't go past that,
Yes, sir.
I mean, I think about it probably more in depth than most people, but I don't think about the future too much. I think about what's going on today, and that's really not a good mindset, to be honest. But
It is
I mean,
not.
a lot of kids just do that. You know, they don't have the mature mind to critically think about not only the present but also the future. You
Mhm.
know, and ruining someone's life for 5 years, 10 years, taking 10 years away from someone, or 5 years, or anything more than 2 years, really, especially if you're 16 years old, unless you like murdered your family or whatever. But taking more than 2 years away from someone's life, especially when they're that young, and making mistakes like that, then to me that's not really the best thing to do unless they did something really serious,
Yes, sir.
like, you know, bombing a school or something.
Oh no, you should be tried as an adult after that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Just one more thing because I about to wrap this up here.
Okay.
Crazy study claims cheat codes and laws push kids towards cybercrime. Creating if they talking about creating mods, because there's no way in hell putting mods into your video games is nowhere near cybercrime and cheating. I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Okay, wait, what are they talking about cheating? Like,
We will both
what was the direct quote?
will have to go to the article here.
Okay, so they're talking about rats, they're talking about DDoSing, uh, so basically script kiddies.
So why did they put up? I God damn it wrong. Sorry.
You got the wrong one.
Nah, there was two links and I forgot.
Ah,
Ah,
okay.
God damn, I forgot to get the link. You know what? I can just scratch that off. Um,
Well, if you wanted my quick opinion on it, I could
yes.
give that. Okay, well, first of all, if your quote was like how cheats can be leading to cybercrime, again, it doesn't matter what they meant by it. It matters the vocab that they used. If entering cheat codes makes you a cyber criminal, you're stupid. You know, plain and simple. I don't care if they meant hacking. I don't care if they meant, you know, DDoSing or anything. You're stupid if you say cheat codes in lieu of another word that could be more suited to the situation.
Mhm.
And that just shows my point again. You know, people just don't know what they're talking about when it comes to digital technology, things of that nature. They just don't know what they're talking about, and people shouldn't make opinions on things that they don't know anything about, you know?
Yeah,
And that's just plain and simple.
that's sure. It was really glad to have you on finally, Gamer Z. I will put the link to your channel on the description. Do you want to tell everybody where they can meet you at
Um,
on Steam and whatnot?
on Steam, yeah, my link, if it's not already on YouTube, I will put it there. Let's see. I wonder if my Steam is down there. No, it is not. But I will put it on my Steam or my YouTube channel. It'll be one of the links up there, as well as my Discord, which is also there, which is probably the easiest way to get in touch with me,
Yeah.
because my Steam's on my Discord profile. But yeah, join the Discord. I'll probably send you the link so you can put it in the video description. Give me a second.
And
It
the
is.
Discord that we be on is pretty popping, y'all. Y'all should check it out when y'all get a chance.
Yeah, it is actually growing quite fantastically. There's 13, yeah, there's at least 15 people that come on here regularly and we chat. It's pretty nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, thanks for having me, Suffer.
Yes, sir. Maybe next time we can have some more people when you have more time on your hands.
Oh, absolutely. The best times are probably weekends and Friday. So, I mean, this is kind of a rare occurrence. I usually don't focus on YouTube as seriously as many other people do. So I don't really take weekdays to do, you know, videos or streams like this. But you know, whatever. I had time, and I
Yes,
had fun too, which is the best part.
yes,
Anyway,
yes, sir.
uh,
Anyway, everybody, y'all have a good time. This is Real gamers, real opinions, and Gamer Z. And y'all have a good night. See you.
Bye bye.